welcome back to the Colorful YouTube channel. Hi, I'm Caitlin. I'm the creator behind Sparkles and Sunshine. I share enrichment ideas for pets, canine fitness, and product reviews. So make sure to check out my channel after you watch this video, because if you love everything we talk about in here, you're gonna find way more there and you're gonna have a lot of fun. So today's topic is indoor winter enrichment ideas for our dogs, because just like us, when we kind of get into that time of the year where we're inside more often and it gets really cold, you know how we can get cabin fever? Well, so can our dogs. Dogs like to be outside. They like to be sniffing, exploring things. We like to be outside, socializing. And when we're stuck inside and it's so cold, it can get a little depressing sometimes, right? We don't want to, but between the cloudiness and the gloomy, all of that, it can take its toll on us. So we need to combat that with some really fun activities for us and our dogs. And I'm going to give you some fun ways that we can do that. So, by the way, make sure to check out the Enrichment Ideas playlist here on the Colorful YouTube channel. I actually have a ton of other videos on here, especially if you're new to enrichment and you're like, what is this word that she's talking about? I actually have a whole video explaining exactly what it is, so you can dive on in and then you can tap into all of these different ideas and activities you can do with your dog, and you're gonna have a lot of fun, I promise. So let's get into idea number one. This is one of my all-time favorite things to do with my dogs. So if you're stuck inside and it's really cold and you're like, okay, I'm not going out there. My dog doesn't even want to go out there. Here's a fun idea that you can do with your dogs to kind of tap into their kind of the sensory enrichment and the food enrichment side. This is called a Snuffle mat. This is one of my favorite things of all time. It is one of my dog's favorite things of all time. This is completely DIY. I have a complete tutorial on my YouTube channel, and it's literally in my enrichment playlist called DIY Snuffle Mat. Like, you can't miss it. It's one of the easiest things you can make for your dog, and you can easily get like a store-bought one on Amazon, like if you want. I think that these like DIY ones just last better, so I feel like you just get kind of more bang for your buck if you're gonna spend the money to get one. I feel like you might as well just make one, because all this is, y'all, it's fleece fabric with a plastic sink mat. That's literally it. Like, this sink mat, this size, I think was like $10. You can find one probably even cheaper than that. And my fabric I got on sale at Joann Fabrics. Oh, rest in peace. I love that place. But you can still go to like Hobby Lobby or Michael's. And I feel like that fabric itself was probably like $10. It's really not that bad. So what this is a foraging mat for your dog. So fun fact, dogs have millions of scent receptors in their nose, especially when you get into certain dogs that are built for that, like bloodhounds. They have even more. It's phenomenal. And what dogs love to do is to scent or sniff and smell everything that is a part of a scent. So if you've ever been cooking in the kitchen and your dog's joining in and they're like, ooh, what you got? Well, not only are they obviously wanting the food that you have, they can smell every individual piece of that. Isn't that cool? So this is a fun activity that you can do for your dog to tap into that. So what you actually are doing is you're gonna spread your dog's food or treats in the mat. I have a couple little pieces right here. You basically tuck everything inside, and your dog has to hunt and forage and find their food inside the mat. It is a fantastic activity. It really helps to not only tire out your dog, but it stimulates them to use those natural instincts of theirs to really have a great time finding their food in a way that's just better than a boring bowl, right? It's a great way to ditch the bowl. You can do this multiple times a week if you want. I like to switch up activities, but if this is like the only thing you have, do it a couple times throughout the week. It's a really fun activity and will make your dog really happy. So that is idea number one. And another kind of take on that uses an item you already have. So say you budget's tight, totally get that. I'm a dog mom on a budget. Say budget's tight and you're like, okay, well, what else could I use to do like a similar fun activity? If you have an old towel, well, we're gonna grab that. So I'm gonna show you two different versions, because I feel like the two different versions give you different kind of ways that you can do it. So grab an old kitchen towel. And the reason why I say old is because some dogs get really into this. And by some dogs, I'm also meaning mine. Like, I'm 100% meaning my dogs. If there's a chance that the towel could get torn up, because depending on how your dog plays or interacts with it, or if this is like one of the first activities they've ever done, and they're trying to figure it out, sometimes dogs cheat. And instead of unraveling it or doing the puzzle correctly, sometimes they decide to just rip it apart. However, if this is something you are giving your dog, this is that time where they can do that. I do so much DIY enrichment on my channel where I don't care if they rip up the egg carton. I don't care if they rip up a toilet paper roll. What was I gonna do with it? Nothing. I was literally going to recycle it. So they get to play with it before it goes to the recycling place. You know what I mean? So grab something old that you don't care about being ruined. I have like this old holiday towel from like years ago. Anytime my towels get really old, they turn into activities for the dogs, or they go to the barn so I can use them for the horses. That's it. Because at that point, I don't want it in my kitchen. It's getting holes, it's tore up. It has served its purpose. So what you're gonna do, here's option one, is you can take kind of like a kitchen towel, spread your dog's food or treats across the middle, and simply roll it up. This is an easy way to just give it to your dog, have it sit down. They'll basically unravel it. Again, they might tear at it, you never know. And it's a fun way for them to find their treats. Now, what you can do to take this to the next level, and I feel like this works better with the larger towel, which is why I wanted to show that to you, is you can now also tie it in a knot. This adds a completely different level of a challenge. I feel like when you have this kitchen towel size, I feel like it can sometimes get tied a little too tight. And when a challenge is too hard for your dog, they're going to get unmotivated and they are going to get kind of annoyed and maybe not want to solve it at all. So that's why if you're going to do the knot option, I personally prefer, I found one. I personally prefer to use like a big old bath towel. And when I say old bath towels, I mean the ones you use on your dog in a bath. Because what's the worst thing if there's a little hole in the towel that bathes your dog? They're not gonna know. And let's be real, we go through like 3 towels when we bathe them anyway, so a little hole, is that really missing the spot? We need so many. So you can easily tie this like that. See how much more loose that is? And this is just a little rough tie. You know, this isn't anything like perfect. But this makes it a really fun activity. You can even take some extra treats after you've rolled it up, or your food, you can stuff it in kind of throughout. And that makes it a really fun activity that kind of keeps them going. And it's just a fun way to, again, switch up the bowl, get out of that boring thing, and give them something fun to do and make them kind of work for it and be stimulated a lot more. So that is idea number 2. And these are kind of some of the food-based options. Now, idea number 3. This is one of my favorites. So have you ever heard the phrase, you can't teach an old dog a new trick? That is a load of crap, because all dogs, no matter what age they are, love to learn. Dogs like to have a job. Most dogs were bred for specific jobs. You have dogs like the Labrador that are working breeds. They're hunters. They're going in the water. You have bloodhounds, scent work. A lot of dogs were born for a reason and bred for a reason. So dogs love to do things, and they love to do things with you. It's way more fun that way. So the third idea that you can do with your dog is trick training. That is indoors. You don't have to go out into the cold. And fun fact, if your dog knows basic things like give high five, give a paw, or like shake hands like that, knows basic hand signals for sit, come, or down, you can get your novice AKC trick dog title. You don't have to have a purebred dog to do titles with your dogs. You can have a rescue, both of mine are rescues, and you can get some really cool fun ribbons, activities, little like certificates you can hang on the wall with your dog. And there's actually 5 different levels of AKC trick dog titles. There's the novice, intermediate, advanced, and then there's 2 different like performer categories. There's like performer and performer elite. Those are legit. Those are like, you actually start using props. The elite one, you create like a skit, or yeah, it's like a skit or a script. I forget exactly what it is. But it's like really cool. And you're using props and the tricks in combination together. And it's really, really cool. But you can easily search on AKC Trick Dog title, and it will show you what the requirements are for each level. And you'll be surprised at how many your dog already knows. And fun fact too, one other way that you can also kind of tie in your trick dog title and learning is with canine fitness. That is something I talk about a lot on my channel. Depending on when you find this video, there may also be a canine fitness video in this playlist, because fun fact, there's a lot of basic like dog like tricks and stuff like that that also double as canine fitness exercises. So you are not only going to be teaching your dog something fun and new, but you're providing strength and flexibility and mobility for them, which is great for dogs of all ages and sizes. Just like us, we have to stay moving, staying flexible and happy all the time, or else we just kind of fall apart, right? Like we need to stay going. So that is idea Number 3. Idea number 4 is one of my dog Diesel's all-time favorites. And you can do this inside or outside. So depending on the weather, if it's not too cold or say it's, you're about to have this big snowstorm, but like it's nice out, like I don't know. You know what I mean? Just have nice weather. Hide and seek is a fantastic activity. So I love to do this inside a lot. Sometimes I'll do it in my backyard where I will hide behind like the shed that's got the lawnmower in it or something like that, or like I'll hide behind like a wheelbarrow, like I don't know. I don't have a wheelbarrow, but you know what I mean, someone might. Easy, fun little objects, and you can obviously change the level of difficulty. But when you're inside, some ways that I've done it with my dog is I'll hide in like the bathtub in the bathroom, or I'll hide behind a door or in a closet. And basically what I'll do, you can either do this by yourself, or if you have a friend or a spouse or a child or anything like that, you can bring them into the game too. And it's basically, you have your dog go into like a sit or a stay, or like you have them wait in the position, whether they're by themselves or with someone, and then you'll release them, and that's when they go to find you. So not only can this be a fun, just overall game to play with your dog, depending on how you set it up, whether you have someone or not, this can double as an incredible recall game, which we all need to practice that with our dogs. If you go to public places with your dog, if you do like off-leash trails or certain things like that, like having a good recall with your dog is so important, mostly for safety reasons, right? We want to make sure that our dog can come back to us whenever we need them to, in case we see something that they don't. So it's a fun game. Diesel gets so into it. I have some videos of him playing it with me, and he's a hoot. He gets so excited because when he finds you, he's like, I did it. Like, it's an absolute blast. So 10 out of 10 recommend. And again, you can play this outside. You can do this year round. I love playing this when it's not hot out during the summer, or in the spring when we're finally really coming outside and the weather is beautiful. It's great. So that is idea number 4. Idea number 5, and this is the last idea for this video, is to have an indoor play date. Now, I don't know about you, but nothing cheers me up more than seeing my friends and or my friends' dogs. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes the best thing that we can do for ourselves when we've been cooped up is just a little bit of socialization and seeing someone that we love and we care about. So why not invite invite your friend and their dog over. If say they don't even have a dog, if your dog knows your friend and they love their friend, that in itself is such an exciting activity for them. I can't tell you how many times, every time I do like a blog photo shoot for, my channel, I can't tell my dogs that the photographer is coming until like she's there, because they love her so much. I always joke that my dog Annie, I joke that I'm not her mom when she comes over, because she's just like, this is the coolest person in the world. Mom, you're a chopped liver. I'm going home with her. Like, she loves her. And my photographer loves her too. She's known her since she was a puppy. And so it's nice to be able to see her have like this really great friend since, I almost brought her home. I feel like she was maybe, I don't know, she was less than 6 months before she met my photographer. So it's really cool to see her have like this kind of like lifelong friend. You know what I mean? But if they do have a dog, bringing them over, having some fun tug of war, having a fun little, safe wrestle session, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. And then letting them just hang out together is so good for you and your dog. And it's great for everyone. And it also kind of shows that your home, even though you're stuck inside from the weather, it doesn't always have to be a negative place. Fun things can happen inside, which is what all these ideas are for, right? Is to create a fun place for your dog to have a great time while they're stuck inside from the weather, whether you did just get a snowstorm, whether it is too cold and it's kind of past that safe point of, we're just doing potty breaks and we're coming back in, depending on where you're at, all these ideas are really fun and will create fun, new activities for your dog to do. They prevent destructive behaviors for your dog. It's just an all around win-win. So I hope you guys love these ideas. I do have a outdoor winter dog enrichment ideas video as well. Again, depending on when you find this video, maybe this one came out before the other one, but check out the playlist that they have. There's so many videos and ideas of things you can do with your dog. And just because these are titled winter enrichment ideas, that doesn't mean all the other ones don't apply. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Tag me, check out my channel, check out my enrichment ideas playlist, check out everything. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, everybody.